everyone, my May Fairyloot box arrived over the weekend. Huge delivery issues, but it's safe. My neighbours are lovely. And so I've looked at it, really like it. And so I wanted to do another review video for you guys who are either eagerly awaiting it, at which point, why are you watching this video? Because spoilers ahead. Or those of you that are wondering whether to invest in a book subscription box and are weighing up if Fairyloot is a worthwhile one. Clue? Yes, it is. The May's box is Warriors and Legends, and the book was promised to be Mulan style in feudal Japan. And now I've seen a book described as that already and was sitting there thinking, yeah, I know what this book is going to be, and I'm pleased to say, yes, I was right. Way to me. Anyway, let's show you what was in the box. First up, we got a couple of bonus items. There's a Nondel, a Red Abbey Chronicles. This is a sampler booklet. It's got quite a big chapter in here. And map of the series. I have no idea about the Red Abbey Chronicles. I've heard nothing about it previously. So this could be quite an interesting read to see if it's something I might like. And we've got a Tea Leaf Company 15% off gift card, which is quite nice for those of you that like drinking tea. So at the top of the box was this little beauty. This is a teeny weeny candle. Apparently there are two types of candles in the box. Mine's Mist, which smells of warm stone and wood smoke. And yes, it's quite smelly, this one. Apparently both of these candles are linked to the book in the box, so I'll have to see where the reference to this is. But I quite like the smell of this one. Then there's some Warriors and Legends Jasmine and Lychee Green Tea. Quite ironic because I drank a whole pot of green tea on Saturday while I was out at a Thai restaurant. I really liked it. I like jasmine tea as well, so this should be nice. It's loose tea leaves as well, so really exciting stuff. Next up, I spotted this. Yes, it's a quill pen, which is quite nice. One day I will treat myself and actually get a proper quill to dip into ink, which I think would be really fabulous. But for now, this is really good. It's quite a heavy one, so you're going to feel yourself writing with this. And I think it's quite nice. I'm sure it's got some reference to the book, particularly considering the time period it's possibly set in. So yeah, really nice there. Then there's these beauties. These are fabulous. I love socks. I go through socks like nobody's business. But these are Celtic socks. So they've got the Celtic knot woven all over them, which I think is lovely. And if they're socks, socks are so much fun. I hate plain, boring socks. I hate companies and schools that turn around and say you have to wear plain socks. I just think that's really depressing. And if it's a gloomy old day, you can look down at your feet and go, whoa, look at my socks, aren't they cool? So, cool socks. As promised, here is a woodmark, bookmarked. This one is one ring to rule them all, which is fabulous because Lord of the Rings quote, who doesn't like Lord of the Rings? I love the way that this company does their bookmarks. I think they're really elegant, really spectacularly colourful and really stylish. So I'm quite looking forward to using this in my books because, talking point, this month we were lucky, we got an extra book. So this is World Mythology in Bite-Sized Chunks by Mark Daniels, and it is literally mythology in a nice small little chunks. It's covering it's covering the world. So if we go to the contents, we've got things like Australian, Sumerian, Egyptian, Chinese, American Indian, South and Central American, and you can see Roman, Greek and Norse mythology in here. So if you're sort of dabbling a little bit into the whole mythology realm, this is probably a good place to start because little chunks, it's not too heavy, and it will give you some idea of where you want to specialise in what mythology you want to really look at. I love Norse mythology. I do remember a book when I was growing up. It was a DK one and it was all about Norse mythology and it was fabulous with beautiful photographs. It was nice, easily accessible, little bite-sized chunks of information, and I've never been able to get my hands on a copy of it, which is really gutting because DK do fabulous books. So guys, if you're watching, I'd like it re-released, please. So yeah, so bonus book. So the standard stuff that you get in a Fairyloot box is your Fairy Scoop magazine, which has an interview with the author in here, suggested books to read after you've finished reading the book in the box, and info on what next month's box is going to be, which we all know at the moment is Elementals. Elementalists even. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Fairyloot have started doing a bookmark that is linked to the main card. So it's got the theme on the bookmark, which is kind of cool. I quite like that. So you have specialised Fairyloot bookmarks now, which is really nice. As always, there's a signed book plate from the author and the letter from the author. Each one of these is different depending on the book. They're really nicely done. I want to show you the other side of this one, so I'm going to, which will give you some clue of the book. And I just think that's beautiful. And then this time we've got a bonus bookmark. This is related to the book with a quote from it, which I'm not going to read just yet. What I really, really like about Fairyloot boxes is the book comes in its own bag to protect it. And these are great if you take books with you to when you're travelling and to read, because they protect your book, they keep it clean. I was using mine in the car going up to Scotland because there was nowhere to put my book. It was on the floor in my footwell, so I wrapped it up in this, and it's brilliant. It kept it clean and safe all the way up and all the way back down. So I really like this extra touch that this box does. It's like a huge bonus if you're not sure which box to go for. This one protects their books really well. And then finally the book, for those of you that might not have guessed, it is Flame in the Mist by Rennie. I have no idea how to pronounce that surname, so I'm not even going to try and butcher it. She is the same lady who has written the Wraith and the Dawn and the Rose and the Dagger books. So if you're kind of wondering where do you know that name from, that's who it is. And those book covers are beautiful. I haven't actually read them yet. They are on my to-read list. But this is Flame in the Mist. Beautiful cover. I just love this. This is what we are given with the story. The only daughter of a prominent samurai, Mariko has always known that being a woman means she's not in control of her fate. Never mind her cunning or her skills as an accomplished alchemist, Mariko was raised for one purpose only, to marry. At just 17 years old, Mariko was sent to the Imperial Palace to meet her betrothed, a man she did not choose. But when the journey is cut short, when her convoy is ambushed by the Black Clan, a group of bandits hide to kill Mariko before she reaches the palace. The lone survivor of the attack, Mariko swears revenge on those who want her dead. She infiltrates the Black Clan, disguised as a peasant boy, and befriends their leader. The clan warms to Mariko, impressed by her intellect and ingenuity. But as she gets closer to her enemies, Mariko uncovers a dark history of secrets that will force her to question everything she's ever known. So, described as Mulan-ish. So I'm really looking forward to this because Mulan is like an epic story. Never mind if you only know the Disney version, the fact that a woman defied society at that point in time in China and saved everyone and just, you know, became this great legend, I think is kind of cool. So it'll be really interesting to see how this story puts a spin on that. Obviously with their own characters. So that's what's in the box. I have to say, this is probably one of my favourite boxes. Last month, for those of you who've seen my previous review, if not, go find it in my playlist down below. I was a little disappointed because there were a couple of items. It's like, oh, really? Another candle? Oh, notebook. This month, I'm quite happy. Yes, I have another candle, but it's a tiny little one, and I actually really like the smell of it. What I do like about this box is there is a bonus book. I love the socks. Anything clothing-wise that I can wear is great because I don't go clothes shopping, but, you know, geeky clothes, cool. And I like the tea. I'm not a huge tea drinker. I like my red bush tea and that's about it. So to have some jasmine and green tea is kind of nice. It's something a little different for me to have in the evening, which is really, really nice. I would say I really like the bookmark. I mean, in this box there are 3 bookmarks. You can never have too many bookmarks, but I think this is my favourite one of the lot because it's just so beautiful. My favourite items in the box is obviously the book, because I've wanted to read this since I heard about it end of last year. The bonus book, World Mythology, because I like books on mythology, and little bite-sizey books that you can dip in and out of are great. I love the socks. These are just fantastic, and I'm a sock person. And I really like the woodmark. I think it's really, really pretty. It's one of my favourite books, and I think they've done it justice. So there you are. That gives you some idea of a Fairyloot box. Like I say, you've got the standard things that arrive, the letter from the author, the signed book plate, the interview with the author booklet. Your book is always in a bag to protect it. And Generally, I've come to consider there's always a candle in your box, which could be a really good thing or a really, really bad thing if you, depending on your view of candles. And there's always something slightly quirky in there, and generally there's something free as well. There's something extra in the box, which I think is really nice, certainly exposing you to other books that are out there that you might not know about. So I highly recommend Fairyloot boxes. I think they're well worth the money. The delivery system, they're very, very quick. I mean, I'm based in the UK with them, so obviously mine arrived a couple of days after they shipped it, so I'm lucky. Obviously it does depend upon your courier system, so you know, let Fairyloot know if you have any problems, and also get in touch with your courier and say, oi, what you playing at, and treat your post better. There we go. So there are my views on the Fairyloot box. That was the May box in particular, which I think is a fabulous box. I'm looking forward to June's. Thank you very much for watching. Please find me on Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter. Links are all in the description box down below. And happy reading. Bye.